question is, I feel there is no progress in my meditation. What should I do? Here to this question, I always suggest not to lose track of what you all are doing. And our Buddhist practice, there are two types of meditation. One is samatha bhavana or tranquility meditation or concentration meditation, where the main emphasis is to develop concentration, as the name suggests, to establish concentration or to calm the mind. And the second, unique to our Buddha's teaching, is Vipassana bhavana or insight meditation, where we practice to develop wisdom. Please don't forget, this is the main criteria we have to follow. So Vipassana bhavana or insight meditation or mindfulness meditation is to develop wisdom. Why we want to develop wisdom? To develop wisdom to purify our mind, which is the cause of suffering. We have often quoted all these teachings on meditation. We have to rely on the first turning of the wheel, first discourse, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, regarding theoretical explanation of meditation. And practical practice, practical application and the practice, we have to rely on Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Mindfulness meditation, discourse on mindfulness meditation. So the questioner said, I feel there is no progress in my meditation. So it must specify what type of meditation the questioner is practicing. And if that person is practicing here, we expect to practice Vipassana bhavana or insight meditation. So we stick on that subject, the progress or otherwise, and this Vipassana bhavana or insight meditation. How do we analyze or how do we evaluate ourselves whether we are progressing or not? As I said, Vipassana bhavana or insight meditation, the main emphasis, the main aim and object is to develop wisdom. To what wisdom? Wisdom to purify the mind. That's the cause, main cause of suffering. We are seeking deliverance from suffering to achieve the perpetual bliss of Nibbana. So what do you mean by purification of the mind? The mind is said to be impure when it is influenced by mental defilements or kilesas, that is rooted in three evil roots of greed or lobha, anger or dosa, and delusion or ignorance or moha. So if the mind is influenced by these three evil roots of kilesa or defilement, the mind is said to be impure. So to purify the mind, we have to practice this mindfulness meditation. Before practice and after or during practice, if you can somehow, even if you cannot eradicate it completely, somehow you subdue or attenuate these mental defilements to a certain extent. And that is the progress we are achieving. That is a miracle we are doing. To understand, supposing previously you get angry 10 times a day. After meditation, you are angry only 5 times a day. Or previously your anger is violent and without any control. Now even if the anger arises anger is not so violent as before. That it means your meditation is progressing well and you are achieving success. Because our main aim is to purify the mind. That I have often quoted, and let me quote it again. At the introduction of Mahasatipatthana Sutta, Buddha said, Satana ekayano yambekwe mego satana visuddhiya soka pritiwana samataikamaya dukkha domanasana atingamaya. Meaning, sons and daughters, this is the only way. Ekayana means. What is the only way? This mindfulness meditation, the only way. For what? Satana visuddhiya. To purify the mind of the beings from mental defilements or mental impurities or illicits. So if you can purify means, if you can eradicate these mental defilements of greed, anger, and delusion, or even if you cannot completely eradicate it, if you can lessen an intensity, meaning attenuating, subduing, if you can manage somehow, you can subdue or attenuate these defilements. That is the progress you are making. So please remember that. So if your practice is correct and proper, then the progress can be judged by these attenuation or subduing of these mental defilements. Buddha said, Atapi samajano satima viniya loki apecha domanasa. Apecha means covetousness, otherwise greed. Domanasa means ill will, anger or hatred. This greed and anger and moha is delusion. These are mental defilements. If in any way, these mental defilements are weakened or lessened or attenuated, that is the progress. If not progressing, then you have to review your practice, whether it is correct practice or not. So atapi means ardently. You must make ardent effort. For what? Satima, to be mindful. For what? Samajano, for clear comprehension of the object you are contemplating on. So if you do the right way, as we have been giving or explaining these, how to meditate in the four foundations, Kayanupassana Satipatthana, contemplation on bodily phenomena, Vedananupassana Satipatthana, contemplation on feelings and sensations, Chaitanupassana Satipatthana, contemplation on mind, and Dhammanupassana Satipatthana, all the mental factors. So if your practice is correct, these mental defilements should gradually be attenuated or reduced in intensity. If not, we'll have to check out the four hindrances or nivarana, the five nivarana or hindrances. So the what hindrances mean it hinders the progress of your meditation. So that may be the cause of meditation not progressing. Nivarana, Paliva Nivarana means hindrances or obstructions or impediments, because they obstruct, they impede the progress in meditation. They are 5 in number. Five nivaranas are 1. Kame Chanda Nivarana, passionate thoughts, sensuous thoughts or passionate thoughts. This is the first impediment or nivarana. Then the second is Vyavada Nivarana. Vyavada means ill will, or hatred or anger. Those are rooted. The first one is lobha or greed rooted. Sensuous thoughts and ill will or anger. Then the third is Tina Meda Nivarana. Tina Meda means sloth and torpor. That too, at the beginning and even sometimes all meditators are experiencing sloth and torpor. Then the fourth is Odeja Kokoja, restlessness and remorse. And the fifth is Vichikecha Nivarana, skeptical doubt. So these are 5 nivaranas or hindrances that can impede, that can obstruct the progress in meditation. So if a person is sure that one's practice of full foundation of mindfulness is correct, and if still not progressing, so one of these nivaranas may be impeding one's progress. So the question is, what shall I do? Then you develop 5 faculties to combat these nivarana or impediments. And that regarding 5 faculties, we have many times given that discourse. Anyway, we can again revise it. The first faculty is sada. Sada or confidence or faith. You must have faith in the practice. You must have confidence or faith in the practice. And not only in the practice, you must have faith in your own capacity or capability. You must have faith in your own potential power to do it. So with that kind of determination and faith, you can achieve success in the practice. And the second faculty one should develop is virya. Pariva virya means effort or energy. As you all know, in life, nothing can be achieved without making any effort. You must make effort. And Buddha himself said, just now I have said, he said, atapi. Samajano satim. Atapi means you must make ardent effort. You must make ardent effort. After establishing faith in your practice, that this will bear fruit, this will be beneficial by practicing this kind of meditation, that one I will be destined to get deliverance from all samsaric suffering. With that kind of faith, and you put forth energy of virya, then this is the second faculty you have to develop. And the third faculty is sati or mindfulness. You must develop mindfulness. This practice itself, as I have often stressed, the main emphasis is to be mindful. What the word mindful means? Mind must be fully alert, fully vigilant to study and understand the object you are watching or you are observing or meditating or contemplating, whatever word you use. Mind must be fully awake. So if the technique is wrong, you cannot expect progress. So you must fully establish this mindfulness all the time. You cannot afford to go into indolence, sloth and torpor. And most meditators sometimes stuck with this void. When I ask mind, what is the state of mind at that time? Mind is doing nothing and knowing nothing. Just knowing nothing means gaining nothing. So that may be blocking the progress also. Sati or mindfulness means mind must be fully alert, fully open to grasp all the characteristics or the facts, relevant facts or essence to be learned, to be extracted from the object. So mind must be fully vigilant or awake of. So that is the word mindfulness means, not just staying idle without knowing anything, just sitting through. Most people are contented when they can sit comfortably for a long time. But if no mindfulness, it is no meditation, just sitting. The fourth faculty is samadhi or concentration. And this concentration too, very important fact. Because meditators, when they talk about meditation, they think of concentration. Of course we need concentration, but in this Vipassana Bhavana or insight meditation, the main emphasis is mindfulness. Though we need concentration, we need limited concentration, not very deep concentration. Here one should know that there are 3 levels of concentration. One is we call Khanika Samadhi. Samadhi is concentration. Khanika means momentary concentration. Moment by moment concentration is called Khanika Samadhi or momentary concentration. Then the second type of concentration is Upachara Samadhi. Pariva Upachara Samadhi means access or neighborhood concentration. Neighborhood means neighboring to or nearer, like 2 adjacent houses we call my neighbor. Neighbor means the closest or the nearest houses, neighboring house. So this access or neighborhood concentration is near to absorption concentration. What people are calling jhana or one-pointedness of mind. So just before it goes into Appana Samadhi, this stage is called neighborhood or access concentration. Like if a person comes to this building, when one reaches the steps, and that is the Upachara, Pariva Upachara, and the next step, one will be in the hall. So after this access concentration, one is going into Appana Samadhi. So the second type variety is we call Upachara Samadhi, neighborhood or access concentration. And the third type is Appana Samadhi or absorption concentration. And that we call jhanic concentration also. So these are the 3 types or 3 levels of concentration. So here, very important to remember is, in Vipassana Bhavana, if one is practicing Vipassana Bhavana or insight meditation, we need only this Khanika Samadhi, momentary concentration, moment by moment. Meaning, when you are in sitting meditation, noting rising and falling. Rising of the abdomen and noting mind. When they come concurrent means exactly same, actual rising and noting mind, actual falling and noting mind. When they come in concurrently, then that is what we call Khanika Samadhi, because at that time mind is not distracted to other objects or it is not influenced by mental defilements. So that we call moment by moment, the moment you note, one noting and knowing mind, when they come in pairs, rising and noting, falling and noting. So also in walking meditation, right step and noting mind, left step and noting mind, or lifting and putting down, lifting, moving, putting down. If the object and the noting mind is concurrently established, And that is what we call momentary concentration. So that is only we need. If a person go into jhana or apana samadhi means one-pointedness of mind. Mind is fixed on a single object. It is otherwise also called as fixedness of the mind, meaning mind is fixed. And absorption concentration means as if one has absorbed. Mind as if absorbed the object. It cannot move, it become immovable. So you cannot do Dhamma Vicaya, investigation of Dhamma. You cannot develop wisdom. Though you develop strong concentration or samadhi. So that's how some meditators are stuck with this concentration, not able to investigate the Dhamma of the object. And it is explicitly said, Buddha, after establishing, if you some practice samatha meditation, then if one want to change to Vipassana Bhavana, one must, it is emerge from the apana samadhi and take up any other, like what you all are doing, full foundations of mindfulness to establish this Vipassana Bhavana inside meditation. So for this type of meditation, we need only momentary concentration or Kanika Samadhi. Please remember that. Then the fifth faculty is Panya or wisdom. Here too, we'll have to clearly understand wisdom. And the other day, in answering the question, we talk about Noble Eightfold Path. And the Panya Maganga is two, Samma Sankappa and Samma Detti. Samma Detti is Panya Maganga. These two belong to Panya group. Here, faculty Panya means, here you have to understand too. Our first Panya, the basic one we call primary knowledge we must have is Kama Sakata Samma Detti, meaning belief or faith in karma and its result. Good begets good, bad begets bad. The bad action will result in bad experiences, and good actions will result in good experiences. That is the law of karma. So having faith or having confidence in this law of karma is what we call Kama Sakata Samma Detti. So preliminarily in meditation practice, all meditators must have strong faith or confidence in this law of karma. Always remember, the good will result in good experience. Bad will result bad experience. Action and result. That is what we call law of karma. So that is the basic or primary wisdom we have to develop and accept it firmly. Then only you will be very devoted in your practice. Because this practice of meditation, especially Vipassana Bhavana or insight meditation, is the loftiest and the most beneficial of all wholesome or good practices or good conduct or action. So by depending on this Kama Sakata Samma Detti only, then you can sincerely work for your progress and practice of meditation. So this is the basic knowledge you must have. Then as the second stage, you first build up this primary wisdom or knowledge, then you practice. And the secondly, you must develop insight jnana or insight knowledge. Like I've been explaining all the time, nama rupa paricchita jnana, the distinguishing knowledge between mind and matter, nama and rupa, or five aggregates, or paccaya pareggaha jnana, cause and effect relationships. then samasana jnana, seeing arising and passing away, realizing the impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, egolessness of phenomena. And these are we call insight wisdom or insight knowledge. So this is the second stage of panya. And finally it accumulates or culminates in realizing the path and fruition knowledge, which is the supramundane wisdom. It ends in supramundane wisdom. So basing on primary knowledge of Kamasagala Samadhi, you practice insight meditation and you develop Vipassana Bhavan, Vipassana Jnana or insight knowledge as a preliminary wisdom, and it'll culminate or it'll reach the climax by realizing the path and fruition knowledge, supramundane attainment. So that is the Panya method. Here, out of the 5 faculties, the first one, Sada, and the last one, the 5th one, Panya. These two must be well balanced. Any excess of the two is detrimental to your progress. So Sada and Panya must be well balanced. Excessive Sada without Panya, one can be led astray. Here, many people tend to be influenced by other people's talk. Some people give opinions that they have achieved this and that make confused, and people are influenced by doubt. That may be another cause of hindrance. So please don't, there's that wise saying, don't end your life in other people's mouth. Anybody can say or anybody can write things. Don't rely too much. Buddha himself said in Kalama Sutta, you yourself sensibly examine, analyze, and try to apply whether it is correct or not. Don't just accept things blindly. So this Sada is important, must be true Sada. And Panya must be well balanced, these two faculties. Then the next two faculties of Viriya and Samadhi. Viriya is effort or energy, Samadhi is concentration. And these two must be balanced. Excess of any of these two faculties too is not advantageous for our meditators. That's why our program is we usually give guidance to do equal sections of sitting and walking meditation. Because sitting meditation is conducive to develop concentration, whereas standing and walking meditation is conducive to generate energy. So these two, to balance these two faculties, one has to do equal sections of sitting, walking and standing. Here most people are very fond of sitting. When they talk about meditation, they talk about sitting. I can sit 2 hours, 3 hours. You may be able to sit 12 hours. If you cannot scrutinize or examine your object, there's no meditation. We're not doing sitting competition, we are doing meditation. We are developing wisdom. So please don't forget. This concentration and viriya need to be balanced. If viriya tends to be at excess, then one can get restless. If concentration is in excess, one can go into sloth and torpor, mind become indolent and cannot examine any object and gain no wisdom. And that too is detrimental to progress. So these viriya and samadhi must be well balanced. Whereas the middle one, sati or mindfulness, is never in excess, not to be balanced. It is always needed. The more mindfulness, the stronger mindfulness, the better for your advantage. So that's why we always emphasize, not that concentration is needed, but you must establish the mindfulness first. If you can establish mindfulness, concentration follows as a result. So this is the only faculty that need not be balanced. It is always needed. That's why throughout his life, Buddha said, Abmadena Bhikkhve Sampadeta. Sons and daughters, don't be heedless, be mindful, be mindful. Mindfulness is the main emphasis in this type of Vipassana power. So this is the only thing not to be. The other two, Saddha and Panya, must be well balanced, and Virya and Samadhi must be well balanced. Then you can achieve progress easily. Let us stop it right now. Idame Punya Nibbanasa Pachayo Hotu Idame Punya Nyatinang Hotu Sukhita Hondu Nyatayo Imano Punya Vaga Sabha Satana Tema Sa. May you all be happy. May you all be healthy. May you all be free from suffering. May you all attain eternal peace or nibbana in the shortest possible time.